Greetings, ladies and gentle readers. I'm Dwyrin, and I read me a few books over the course of 2023. And I thought I would share the recommendations with you, the ones to avoid, all the good things. Gonna go ahead and rank them on here, though I'm gonna go ahead and change this one. Hello. Gonna go ahead and change that to a happy little F, because that is where those books belong. Now, I don't have everything downloaded. The ones that I thought were really horrible, I think I just deleted out of my Kindle. And I don't feel like going back and hunting down, like, what did I purchase on which day? Did I whatever. The covers that I have offhand and the ones that didn't get purged are on here. Let's see, we are gonna go ahead and start off with, it looks like, Abyssal Arcanist. Ooh, let's go ahead and move that up a little bit so you can see it a bit easier, huh? There we go. This one I am rather partial to Shemi Stovall's writing. I like the series that they created, like the world they created. I thought the world wasn't overly surprising, but it was unique enough to be interesting. This book in particular is book 3, I want to say. And unfortunately, I'm a little bit cautious of the ending, sorry. So I will go ahead and be giving that one a measly little A. I could understand if some people liked it and put it in S tier. Just not quite for me in that category. But I'd understand. Alright, apparently we're going for All the Skills Book 2. Oh boy. So yeah, All the Skills 1 by Honore. Really enjoyed. Absolutely. Same thing with Book 2. I do really enjoy it. I think it could be easily S tier. I think compared to a lot of the books that we're going to be mentioning in a minute, it's definitely S tier. But again, book 1 and 2, I think are a little bit wibbly-wobbly on the ending. I could understand both of these being an S, but I am going to be taking off a little bit, I think, because of the ending. It just didn't strike me quite the right way. Lit RPG is what this one is. Abyssal Arcanist was not, for those interested. Ooh, Alpha Zero. Oh dear. I don't know. I kind of want to give it the I don't want to put it as an F, because some of these are really bad. I think some of the ones on here are really bad. But the info dumps for ages and ages definitely keep it out of S tier, definitely out of A and B. I could see a C or an F, honestly. I'll keep it at C right now. It might be demoted. Amelia the Level 0 Hero. I do like the author V.A. Lewis. I wasn't overly a fan of this particular book, and I recognize that it's my fault. For some reason, it just didn't click with me. I don't think it was a terrible write. Yeah, you know what she is. She's like really strong and shows up as like a level blah. I just wasn't into it. I wasn't into it. There's the only way to say it. I just wasn't into it. But if you like V.A. Lewis's writing, which was Salvos, I believe, was the previous series, I could see you liking this one too. It's hard to say. But yeah, I just didn't click with the story. Oh, Apocalypse Regression. So, what to say about this one? Like 3 of these books came out this year. So right away, that's a lot to say. When you're releasing 3 books in a year, alarm bells should be going off like, how good is this really? What is going on here? And yeah, it's obviously, time looping into the past to redo things. He's not the person who's supposed to go back into the past. I don't think it's complete F tier. There were some redeeming values of it, but there were a lot that didn't make a lot of sense. I know, fantasy, suspend disbelief, all that, but a lot of things just didn't make a lot of sense. I think some things were supposed to be funny that just weren't, and I could see it easily being F tier, but I'm trying to be as generous as I can. Okay, this one is weird. This isn't a cover that I should be looking at. Yeah, I just double checked. This book one did come out in December of 2022. Maybe I read it. Maybe I didn't read it until January in 23 though. Maybe that's why it's still in my 2023 folder. If I did, it would go like this. I would say that book one is a solid A tier, and I would say the book that came out afterwards is a solid F tier, because book two took everything in book one and decided to light it all on fire. Like, everything that was interesting, you kind of wanted to know, like, where's this going next? What's this plot going to be? How is he going to do this or that? He just kind of lights it on fire and just turns the guy into a vampire for reasons. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, boom, you're here now. Boom, you uncover this guy. Boom, he makes you into this. And it's just like, you just had a complete and utter change of mind of where you wanted your book to go. And rather than start a new book, which, by the way, he did start a new series where essentially he does exactly this. He just destroyed book two instead. It's stupid, it's trash, I don't like it. Another, why is this here? Go away. Arcane Knight. I did not like Arcane Knight. I didn't. I love the cover. I love the cover, and I think the author even found my review of the book, but it's definitely better than this. I will give it a C tier. There's a bit of but the thing that I kind of don't like, which is, you got the main character kind of getting all the things, heavy wish fulfillment, and it puts me off. Some people who love wish fulfillment, if you love wish fulfillment, that you'll be like, nope, we're putting it over in here or in here somewhere. Totally understandable, but yeah, not for me. Barbarian Enchanter, I wasn't sure what to think about. Bashing brains and shaping sigils. So, the idea is interesting. You have a slave who becomes loyal to their slave masters, trained up to be an elite warrior, who then has to cripple themselves, essentially, and flee their falling country. It's an interesting premise. It's immediately an interesting premise. There were some things about it I didn't quite slam home for me. I could totally see, compared to, this, it's totally S tier. But I would say it's a solid B. I think I enjoyed it more than Amelia, level 0 hero. Didn't enjoy it more than these, though, so I'll keep it in B tier for now. That's science fiction. But okay, sure. Battleship Leviathan I thought was enjoyable. They go onto a ship, it's a little bit self-aware, and they use it to, try and win a war. It's been done, but I liked it anyway. Blade's Own Truth. Oh, there's some truth in here. Heavy wish fulfillment. Definitely heavy wish fulfillment. Because you got a guy who was raised in the middle of nowhere, and he's really strong, and immediately gets to town and bets this woman that he's really strong, and because of a communication and how they're doing the betting, he gets her as a bride. And like, everyone's always like, you're really strong, yada yada. The cover was a worry, but I heard it recommended, so I tried it. I'd say it was interesting enough to keep it out of the F tier. Barely, but it was. Ooh, Book of the Dead. I really like Book of the Dead. Actually. But if I keep it there above these two, people are going to complain. I thought it was very solidly written. I was interested into where the book was going to go. I just enjoyed it. But if I make it S, I have to make all the skills S as well. And I think at that point, I have to make Abyssal Arcanist S as well. More thoughts on that later. Dead Tired. If you like puns, sure, maybe. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, should I put it... Should I put it as this? I thought it was just boring and I just didn't enjoy it. Maybe it's like the highest C tier thing I read. But yeah, I wasn't a fan. This, I'm pretty sure I read I read a couple of books of this one, and I could not get into it. Wanted to, tried to. Didn't happen. Just didn't happen. Alright, now we're pissing people off. So, Ranger's Dawn is interesting in that, I thought book 1 had a lot of good premise. It had somewhere it was going, and I liked that. I was interested. And by the end of book 3, I wasn't interested anymore. Because it turned very, very boring. And the author knew they were becoming very, very boring because they did a hard reset. Where, I think book 4 to 5, I think I want to say it is. They just yada yada themselves way into the future or whatever. So they could essentially restart all the stuff that they kind of got themselves into. Like, I don't think the author was able to write themselves out of where they were, and you could immediately see that that was the case, and it just wasn't that great. Dungeon Devotee, I really, really enjoyed. I did. I normally hate this kind of stuff. Someone just, you know, fighting monsters by themselves, who cares? But they kept it interesting enough that I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to book 2. I like Dungeon Devotee. I did. I'd want to put it into S tier as well, actually, to be honest. Eldritch Horror, book 3. I think this is a solid A, if I can find it. Hello? Bueller? There we go. I think it's a solid A. I like the idea that he has a world-ending calamity stuck in his head, essentially. And they have to, A, get along, B, convince the calamity not to end the entire world, and if they're not going to end the entire world because it's happening for a reason, find the reason that the world isn't going to end. And convince others of his kind that, yeah, you don't have to end the world, it's cool, we got this, bro. So, I like it. It's a really good premise. I think that shows creativity. I wish the author actually used his actual name, but I guess he was a little uncertain as to whether or not the book was going to be any good, it was going to be popular, so he was like pseudonymed himself. I'm assuming, I don't know. End of the World, book 1, Aaron Oster. Wanted to like it. I think it started off pretty strong, but then the character, I mean, it seems like he's making decisions because he knows he's in a seasoned book. A lot of the interactions are very odd. Yeah, it felt like someone was telling me the story of the book, and I wasn't actually being shown the story of the book. Because it's like, oh yeah, this guy, let me tell y'all about him, and it's in like a really, really good light. And yeah, it just didn't feel real. I didn't like it. Like, I don't think it's F tier. C tier? Maybe C tier? I could be generous and give it a B, but it shouldn't be in the same category as Battleship Leviathan or Barbarian Enchanter. It really shouldn't. Leaning towards maybe just keeping it in C tier, because it probably belongs in F, to be honest. Fire and Song, book 2. I want to put it in S tier and be like, yes, Warformed, it's really good, love it, bang, done. I think it fell a bit from book 1, though. I think I'm going to put it in A. I don't think it's quite S tier. I think the first book was a little bit better. This one stumbled in some places. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to reread it. But I don't think it's S tier per se. But I think it can hold its own against these 3 books, so it's hard to say, you know? It's really hard to say. Flames of Stone, I'm biased. Yeah, I'm biased. I like Sever Brani's work. I like the Chronicles of Anna Atticus Stone. I think they're really interesting. I've been enjoying the crap out of them. I absolutely love reading about this character. It makes sense. You believe that she's a very real person. And yeah, it's just overall a very good read. Summer brought in his entire world. This is his third series in the world right now, and it's just amazing that he's doing so much with these characters. Weirdly enough, I think it's kind of criminally underappreciated because it's not really popping off like some of these books have that have a lot more reviews. But this is much better written and it's a much better story. But easily, some of these like other even mid-tier books have more views. So I don't know what it is about this person's writing. People are passing it up on. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's just too big. People are looking at it and like, oh my god, this guy, dude. No, there's like 2 series and the books are all long and huge. No, I'm not gonna read that. I don't know. Not randiddles. Okay. So, book 1 I enjoy. I enjoyed book 1. Book 2 and 3 became a meme. I honestly want to put this in F tier, but I'm going to avoid it. I'm just going to keep making C grow really, really large. Yeah, it's book 3 and book 2 became a meme. That's all it is. It's just a meme. I don't take the book seriously anymore. Maybe you were never supposed to, but book 1 came off strong enough that you kind of did. Maybe that's my fault, and this was always supposed to be just like some kind of attempt at, you know, humorous fantasy. I don't know. Either way, the tone changed completely and lost me. I thought it was mid. I thought it was very, very, very low. Very, very, very low. I think C is getting a little bit too large, huh? I think C is getting a little bit too large. I am unfortunately gonna demote one of you. Who's being demoted? Who's being demoted? Is it you, Alpha Zero? Alright, Ghost of the Truth here. Congratulations, you are now F. Another science fiction. I just dumped my folder into the site, and there we go, I guess. What was Glory Boy? I think Glory Boy was okay. Science fiction. Joins up, things go awry. Actually, I might make it A tier. I might turn Leviathan A and keep him as B. I enjoyed Leviathan. I don't know why. Wolf the End of the World. I'm still enjoying the series. I like it. Yeah, Grand Game Book 5. I'm enjoying the Grand Game. I think it's getting a little bit long in some places. I'm excited about him going back to certain other places. But yeah, overall I'm good with it. Into the Labyrinth. I think this is a solid B. Where are you? Into the Labyrinth? So, obviously I didn't read the first book this year, but I did get into the series. I forget how many books in I'm in. Kid wants a career path, essentially, that doesn't really get into, he gets into something else. It sounds like it's bad, but it's not really bad. It's actually pretty good due to his unique circumstances. And we were introduced to some characters that are interesting. Opens up to the rest of the world. It's not bad. I think Into the Labyrinth is okay. That is on here, isn't it? I don't know why Nightmare Arcus is on here. It shouldn't be. Kraken Rider Z. Yeah, that one I really enjoyed. That one's the easy S tier. That one's an easy S spot. In a world where everyone wants to be a dragon rider, he gets bonded to a sea monster. And that is interesting. Some disbelief required because it's like, oh, the dragons fear the Kraken. It's like, okay, well, what if the dragons just don't go anywhere near the water? Don't really fear the Kraken then anymore, huh? But it's cool, it's cute. I liked it. Unbound 4 drops off a little bit. It should probably be in C, but I won't put it there. I'll put it in B. It's a slice of life, so if you don't like slice of life, easily an F. But if you're okay with slice of life, then good old Millennial Mage is not terrible. The person who's gradually coming into her magic, finding out that there's more layers of the world than they thought. World's opening up with more things that humans don't really know. And yeah, I've been enjoying. What can I say? I've been enjoying it. Mother of Learning ended. Did it end this year? Really? I thought it was last year. Thought it was this year it ended. I'll go ahead and give it a solid S. I entirely enjoyed Mother of Learning series from book 1, 2, 4. I was worried because it was just Mother of Learning 1, 2, 3, 4, no new names for books or whatever, but I enjoyed it. So congratulations, Mother of Learning. You definitely get an S. Essentially, time looped. There is a catch with the time loop that I will not spoil. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Good writing. Oh, Jesus Christ. You, Path of Ascension, Book 4, you go into F tier, because this is turning into a seriously bad, terrible garbage series. That is just one, boring. I don't think anything, if I remember correctly, nothing happens throughout this entire book. Yeah, nothing happens, just skip it. Skip it entirely. Nothing happens in it. It's terrible. It's trash. Quest Academy Silvers, I also really liked. Do I have too many S tiers? Do I have too many S tiers? Oh no. Oh no. I feel comfortable maybe bringing all the skills back to A instead of S. Because I really, really, really enjoyed some of these a lot more. Like, if I had to rearrange them, it'd be something probably like this. Warrior's Path, I think I started. This is not something that came out this year, but I'll tell you what. I'll give it a B because I enjoyed most of the series, and there's quite a few books in this series. I enjoyed most of the books, so congratulations, Warrior Path. I will keep you in B. Cultivation novel, a bit of a twist again. Bit of a twist. Speedrunning the multiverse. This is the guy that dies? Right. A little godling that nerfs himself and then sends him looping over and over and over again to see if he can, how fast he can get back to whatever. I'll give it a C, I guess. Nothing special. Spire Climbers, I'll give it a B. It didn't live up to the first one. Didn't live up to the first one at all. Which is a shame, because I really liked the first. I liked the first one. I really did. Did. Absolutely. But there are things that just didn't make any sense, and it was annoying me they didn't make any sense. And I was like getting angry because things weren't making sense. It's like, no, you said, and now you're, yeah. That was annoying. Starfighter Rising, I enjoyed. Another science, I don't know why there's so many science fiction books in here, but sure, whatever. It's mostly fantasy, don't worry about it. Summoner's Shadow, I did not enjoy, but you're better than this group. You're better than this group. I'll put you in C. Yeah, I didn't enjoy. Oh dear. System, universe. I think we're gonna also go ahead and put that one in C. Essentially, guy gets yeeted to another world, different system, leveling up from scratch essentially. But he keeps all the strength that he had previously, so it's not really from scratch, and he's doing like all this cool stuff. But I think the series kind of gets drug on and boring, and it's just not as interesting. I am enjoying this. Hedge Wizard, I'm really, really enjoying the good old wizard hump over here. I could see putting it in S tier. I'll keep it in A. It's solid A, I think. It's solid A. It's a good story. Cool characters. I mentioned where the plot's going. And he's not OP. Yeah, he's not OP. He's getting stronger as the series goes on, learning more magic and whatnot, and ways to do that. Find teachers to teach him, more magic and what have you. Not OP by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he's pretty good. Very enjoyable. Will of the Many. I think I have to put Will of the Many as an S tier, though. I saw that it was a lot of people's best of, but I'm not gonna lie, there's so many coincidences throughout this entire book. It's like, oh, so the main character just happens to be from this country, and he just happens to be having this role in this country, and he just happens to be at landing this job in this other country, where this other person just happens to stumble across him, and this person who stumbles across him just happens to be looking for someone to do something. And it's like, there's a lot of coincidences in this book, bro. And they know that there is. So they'll be like, no. Okay, so the reason why there's a lot, okay, look. The reason why there's all these coincidences is because this other person found them out. And then, pushed these other people into finding him. And it's like, it stretches. It stretches, man. It really does. I don't think it deserves to be S tier. I'll keep it as an A. I think it's a strong A, but it's like Coincidence, the novel. Well written though. You could easily say it's an S, but I just thought it was like coincidence all over the place. Stargazers War to Flail Against Infinity. I thought that was an S. Case in point. In fact, I'd put it here. I'd put it here maybe. I think it's one of my favorite books lately. I liked it a lot. It's up there with Kraken Rider Z and Academy Solars, in my opinion. I really, really like this. It's nothing new. You had cultivation novels before, but I think it's done in a really interesting way. It's got a sci-fi slant, and it's just all around enjoyable. Town Guard, I don't think Town Guard 1 came out this year, but I think the second one did. And I think it's mid. I think it's okay. Trial by Fire. Oh, I'll put this one as B. It entertained me from the first. She wants to be like a Dragon Rider, and she becomes a Dragon Rider. And then things turn south when she starts learning things that she can't go along with. I think the series breaks down a bit towards like 4 or 5 or whatever book it was. It's not bad, but it's definitely not an A or an S. Yeah, this is the book I was referring to earlier. Yep, that's an easy S tier. Will White knocked it out of the park with 12 books. They're all pretty good. Way to go, Will. Knocked it out with your Cradle series. Immensely popular. Definitely made him a millionaire. Well deserved each and every penny. I thought it was a pretty good ending to the book, all things considered. I enjoyed it. I mean, who doesn't know Cradle? Cradle's such a good series. Wish Upon a Star's book 2, on the other hand, you were getting very large. I wasn't terribly interested in it, I'm sorry. And then we looped to the Abyssal Arcanist, right? Yep, we looped all over to Abyssal Arcanist. Alrighty then. That takes care of my reads for 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Hope you know some things maybe to avoid, some things that you might hesitate to read, and some things that are some pretty good picks all around. I will be reading more in 2024. I'll try to keep track of all of the books and not delete the ones that are terrible. Because there have been some doozies on here that I just deleted off of everything and never wanted to see ever again. But I should probably keep them around just to complain about them at the end of the year. Either way, hope you enjoyed this particular tier list. And as always, see you next time. Happy reading, everybody.